Hello there, I'm Presley, and today I will be reviewing and giving my thoughts on the first episode of the Bleach Thousand Year Blood War arc anime that just aired today. The first episode covers chapters 480 to 484. The episode's title is The Blood Warfare, which is the same as the first chapter of the Thousand Year Blood War arc in the manga, so I thought that was cool. The episode pretty much goes like one for one with the events of the manga. I do think it's interesting that they chose to start the episode off with Yuhabak's speech. You know the speech I'm talking about. The confined Quincy King regains his pulse after 900 years, his mind after 90 years, his strength after 9 years, and it cuts off at that point, but us who've read the manga know what it is. Even the people who, watched the trailers for the Thousand Year Blood War anime know what it is, because they included it in its entirety. But that's cool. Obviously it follows the same structure as the manga, We open up on, the Department of Developmental Research with Mayuri, all these hollows being wiped out on a mass scale, according to their scanners. We do cut to a brief glance of a Quincy using hollow bait. Then, we obviously cut to the Senkaimon opening up, and Ryunosuke and Shion coming out, they're the new ones, checking this out. They end up, getting split up, Ryunosuke goes looking for her, finds her, knocked out, injured, in the clutches of hollows, tries to attack him, beaten down, bleeding profusely, which, honestly, I am happy that, they do seem to be serious about, not censoring any of the blood or violence of the Thousand Year Blood War, which is a problem that the original Bleach anime definitely suffered from, I feel like. So this is, pretty good in my opinion. So like I was saying, he's laying there on the ground, then BAM! Ichigo and his friends show up, Ichigo, Chad, Orihime, and Uryu all show up, We get, the big scene of them standing together like in the manga. However, this time around, we do get a entirely new scene to the anime, which features all four of them fighting against the Hollows, which honestly, I really like that scene. I feel like it really added a bit more to it. Like, I feel like it was a really good scene. I liked it, like, a lot. Then we of course skip ahead to, Ryunosuke waking up, in Ichigo's house. Orihime bursts through the door with her box of thread like she does in the, manga. Ryunosuke is concerned for his friend. She walks through the door. She's like, nah, I'm alive. Don't worry, things going well. They're having some downtime, talking to each other, Then Eben shows up, which, that's a bit of something that could dampen the mood, honestly, Ichigo reasonably concerned as to who this guy is. Ichigo and this guy go outside, like always, a big fight breaks out between the two of them. Eben obviously looks like an Alankar, based on his mask and his overall appearance. However, he is fighting using a Quincy cross, which does throw Ichigo off to a certain degree. Like, not throw him off like in a fight, but just throws him off like, that's weird, Then we cut over to Yumachika and Ikaku over in the Rukon district, investigating multiple disappearances. And now, obviously, they don't reveal what the multiple disappearances are yet. If you read the manga, you know what they are. Because, like, it's going to be revealed in the next episode or two at this point. But they come to the conclusion that, you know, the people of the Rukon district took hostage the other members of the Rukon district. Which, you know, if you're an anime only, you'll have to wait and see till next week or the week after that to see, you know, what it actually is. Then we cut back over to Eben and Ichigo fighting. They're still going at it, you know. I'm not gonna go into great details about the first fight in the series because, you know, it's pretty standard for how Ichigo fights, honestly. And then we cut back to Head Captain Yamamoto. And we get a new brief line that I think was a very clever addition, in which you see him standing there, and he says, you know, he acknowledges that the flash outside the windows looks like Chojuro Sasakibe's, his lieutenant's, lightning. You know, then the group of Quincy's that Yuhabak sent there to make the declaration of war, you know, they behead that one Soul Reaper that's just there, you know. He never stood a chance. Poor guy. And, you know, Yamamoto, after they comment on his lack of security, pretty much states, you know, well, I'm all the security I need. Like, trust me, I'm more than enough security. Which, I mean, yeah, he's not wrong, that's very true for him. But after they talk for a bit, you have Sasakibe being thrown through the window using, some type of Quincy javelin of sorts, pinning him to the wall. He's dead. Deceased. Head Captain Yamamoto obviously rushes over to him because, you know, this is his lieutenant. You know, before anything can happen, you know, the Quincy's make their escape, you know, they've made their declaration of war, you know, now they need to, you know, prepare. Let's talk about my overall thoughts on the concept of this episode. I've already mentioned that I really like the inclusion of the line alluding to Sasakibe out there fighting, even though it's not like a full-on scene showing him fighting. I do think it's a really nice addition. Like, it's a good enough line to where it brings Sasakibe to the forefront of your mind, but it doesn't spoil his being thrown through the window a few minutes later, necessarily, which I think is good. I mean, not him being thrown through the window, but the way they set it up, obviously. Other than that, the music is amazing, like always in Bleach. Now, the holo designs are impressive, if you ask me. Like, I feel like they really add a eerier, creepier factor to the holos that the early series holos did not necessarily have fully. There was no opening or ending theme this episode. Instead, it ended with a montage of the events and scenes from the 2004 Bleach anime. The song being used was Rapport by Tatsuya Kitatani, who also is the person who does the opening theme that's going to be playing for this part of the 1000 Year Blood War anime. That will probably play next episode, I'd assume. Honestly, I adored this montage-themed ending. It was beautiful, if you ask me. Like, just genuinely it made me smile. I found it made me very happy in a way to see all these previously shown things throughout the animes shown in like such a well-constructed montage with such an amazing song playing in the background, honestly. I also love how at the end of the episode they added the opening poem from volume 55. And I do wonder if they're going to do that consistently throughout this anime. If they do, that'd be really cool, honestly. Like a really cool small detail. The pacing for the first episode was also really good. Honestly, I feel like the pacing, to a certain degree, made it feel longer than it actually was. And this is one of the rare occasions where I think it feeling longer is good. Because it's a standard anime episode. It's not longer than a standard anime episode. But it felt like it was longer. Like, it felt like it was packed full of more content. And I just found that interesting. Like, it felt like it could have been 30 minutes. But it wasn't. And that was insane. Like, that's the amount of stuff we got through somehow. And, like, that's insane. It was gotten through in a way where it didn't necessarily feel like they were rushing through it. And I actually really enjoyed that. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed my first little Bleach video here. I'm gonna try to make them a bit better as they go on. This is just my first one, so I didn't necessarily know what all to cover for the episode. I'm gonna try and plan them out a bit better moving forward. I just really wanted to get this out, since the first episode just aired, and I love Bleach, and I love the first episode. So I appreciate you watching this. Thank you. And I hope you come back around next time I make a episode review and discussion sort of thing here, and sit through it again. And I hope you have a nice week, and yeah, see you next time, I guess. Bye.